Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest part to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves, baseball, and the rest of the league. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Friday, October 17th. Last time we spoke was Wednesday afternoon. We had a few games that were already played. From Wednesday till today, we're going to catch up with the action from the NLCS and the ALCS. We had a team that fought their way back from being down 2-0. And then we have another team that they're one loss away from being eliminated and heading to Cancun or Acapulco, wherever you want to send them off to, wherever everyone else is at. That's where they're heading if they get one more L in this season. So we're going to talk. We don't have too much Braves news. We don't have any Braves news, actually. We got no Braves news, so we're not going to touch Braves today. So if any of you guys that don't want to hear anything about the Braves, today's your lucky episode. You're going to get an episode full of playoff baseball. So without further ado, as always, let's head into our first and only segment of today's episode.
It's time for the MLB.
It's time for the MLB, where we take a look at the action from around the league. And the action from around the league is, of course, the NLCS and the ALCS. And if you want to go ahead and catch one of those games, go to SeatGeek and use code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to save yourself $20 off your first purchase. Again, go to SeatGeek, put in code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. And it's not only for baseball games. You go catch a football game, basketball, hockey, soccer. Go catch a concert. Go catch a show, Broadway play, whatever you want. Go to SeatGeek and use code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to save yourself $20 off your first purchase. So we're going to catch up with the action from around the league. And Wednesday, when I was recording the episode, we were getting ready to see game 3 game 3 between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. It was back home in Seattle for the Mariners. They took 2 games on the road in Toronto. They were looking to take a 3-0 lead against the Blue Jays. And listen, they didn't play around. They got the scoring started real quick. It's in the bottom of the first. Julio Rodriguez, he hits a 2-run homer there. That makes it 2-0 Seattle. But top of the third, this is where the Blue Jays bats finally wake up. They got a big hit. A big needed hit to open up the floodgates. It was Andres Gimenez hitting a 2-run homer to right center field. That's the first of the postseason for him. That ties up the ball game 2-2. And listen, Blue Jays end up scoring 5 runs in this inning, a 5-run inning, 5-run top of the third inning. They scored one later on a wild pitch that made it 3-2. And then it was capped by a 2-run Dalton Varsho double. That makes it 5-2 Toronto. Top of the fourth, George Springer. He hits his 22nd career postseason homer. That makes him 4th on the all-time list of the postseason homers. Manny Ramirez is atop that list with 29 homers. Jose Altuve, 27. Kyle Schwarber, he has 23. Again, George Springer, the 4th all-time most homers in the postseason with 22. That puts up the Blue Jays 6-2 over the Seattle Mariners. Top of the 5th, Vladdy gets into the action. He hits a homer himself. That's number 4 of the postseason for him. That's 7-2 Toronto. Top of the 6th, Toronto. They scored 4 this time. Nathan Lukes with a ground out. That drives one in. And Alejandro Kirk hits a 3-run homer to put a crooked number on the box score. He hits that one out to right field. That makes it 12-2 Toronto. Bottom of the 8th, a little bit of a power display from Randy Arozarena and Kyle Raleigh, big dumper as they go back to back. That makes it ball game 12-4. But of course, that's not enough. Addison Barker adds insult to injury by hitting a solo homer there in the top of the 9th. 13-4 Toronto. They win the ball game. 13 runs on 18 hits. The offense comes back alive. Vladdy, he went crazy. He he could have got a cycle if he wanted to, honestly. He had a single, 2 doubles, and a homer. And this game was big because I told you last episode, heading into this game 3, I said, remember, Vladdy was he was 0 for 7 after the ALDS. Alejandro Kirk was 1 for 7, and Dalton Varsho was 0 for 7. Big games from those 3 guys, and that is what propels the Toronto Blue Jays to take a game on the road, the first game on the road, the first win of this series, and they're now 2-1, or they were at this point down 2-1 in the series. And listen, shout out to Shane Bieber, man. Shane Bieber, he went 6 strong innings, 4 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Very good performance from him. That's exactly what the Blue Jays needed. On the other side, George Kirby, he got tossed around a little bit. 4 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Big start by Shane Bieber to, help the bullpen a little bit when it comes to the Toronto Blue Jays. And again, but the offense comes alive against George Kirby, giving us some confidence heading into game 4. That was yesterday night. And listen, game 4, Toronto, they end up tying the series. And remember, I asked again, going back to the last episode, I asked, which team did you see being able to make a comeback in the series? Was it the Brewers or the Blue Jays? I was asking around. No one really said anything. Actually, no. I lied. A few people did say the Blue Jays. And that's what I agree. I would go Blue Jays, of course. Why? Because they said Blue Jays were going to win this series in 6. So I remember last time I said they had to win 4 games in a row in order to be able to pull that off. There's 2. All they need is 2 more wins, and they'll be able to take it in 6 and advance to the World Series. But anyways, let's look at yesterday's game 4, where they tied it up. It was Max Scherzer on the mound, the old reliable, the veteran. He goes 5 2/3 with 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Very solid performance from him. Luis Castillo was on the mound, La Piedra, for the Seattle Mariners. La Piedra is the Rock. He goes 2 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Again, Mariners, they get off to an early start, an early lead. Josh Naylor in the bottom of the 2nd, he goes yard. That makes it 1-0 Seattle. It was a solo homer, but guess who's back? Showing some pop. In the top of the 3rd, you're probably thinking Vladdy, Alejandro Kirk, Hunter Varsho. It's Andres Jimenez. He goes yard. This time he hits another 2-run homer, but this time it gets Toronto the lead. They lead the ball game 2-1, and after that, they never look back in this ball game. And Dalton Varsho, he draws a bases loaded walk. That makes it 3-1 Toronto. Top of the 4th, George Springer, he rips an RBI double. Then he scores later on in the inning via a wild pitch. That makes it 5-1 Toronto. Top of the 7th, Vladdy Jr. Ball is gone. He hits a homer, number 5 of the postseason for him. 6-2 Toronto. Top of the 8th, Andres Jimenez. This guy's heating up. That bat is heating up. Check his bat, yo. Somebody check his bat. It's a 2-run single. That makes it 8-2. That is the ball game, guys. That is how the Toronto Blue Jays make this a series. They come back down 2-0. They have now tied it up 2-2. And they'll be on the mound. They'll be on the diamond, playing game 5. Game 5 is going to be tonight on FS1. It's going to be Bryce Miller for the Seattle Mariners against Kevin Gausman. That's going to be tonight at 8:03 p.m. Eastern start time on FS1. So tune in. It's a tied series. It's back to nothing, 2-2 tie. 2 wins left for either team to win and advance to the World Series. To see who they're going to face off, listen. National League side of things is looking ugly. It's looking ugly because the Los Angeles Dodgers yesterday evening, they win game number 3 of the series. If you remember correctly, they won the first 2 ball games. They are now up 3-0 in the series against the best team in the regular season, the Milwaukee Brewers. And the Milwaukee Brewers had I think they had swept them the entire year. I think it was 6-0 for their season, but this is a new series. This is a new stage. This is the postseason, baby. Anything can happen. Doesn't matter how many times you get beat down in the regular season. This is a new, fresh start for every single ball club that is in the tournament. the Dodgers are showing just that. They win the ballgame 3-1. Yesterday on the mound for them was Tyler Glasnow. He goes 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. I gotta say, the Dodgers pitching has been phenomenal in this series. This was like their biggest downfall, biggest thing to get exploited, especially their bullpen. But the pitching has not really, especially the starters have not really allowed the Brewers to go ahead and get a chance to exploit the Dodgers. The only chance they kind of had was yesterday, because before that you had Blake Snell going, 8 innings. Then you had Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He went complete game. So, they really haven't had an opportunity to exploit the bullpen. But the bullpen came in. It was Bessia, Blake Trine, and Anthony Rookie Sasaki to come in after Tyler Glasnow, and they shut it down. Brewers had no chance for the Brewers on the pitching side. It was Aaron Ashby as the opener. He only recorded 1 out. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Ohtani in the bottom of the first, he greeted him with a lead-off triple. Then Mookie Betts, he doubles him in. That's 1-0 LA. Top of the second, Jake Bauers, he's been showing off for them. He ties it up with a RBI single that makes it 1-1. But that's all the Brewers got. They've only been able to score 3 runs in 3 games, 1 run each game. The pitching for the Dodgers has been phenomenal. Bottom of the 6th, Tommy Edman, he hits a go-ahead RBI single off of Jacob Mizorowski. The Miz, he came in, he pitched 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. 1 of those earned, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. He was locked in, but Tommy Edman does get to him in the bottom of the 6th. That gives the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. Then Abner Uribe, he comes in. He tries to pick off Tommy Edman. The throw gets away. Freddie Freeman, he scores on the wild throw. He was already on third. He scores in that one. Makes it 3-1 LA. And that was the ballgame. Roki Sasaki, like I said, he came in. He gets the save. That's save number 3 of the postseason for him. And again, I keep saying it, but that's the theme. Dodgers pitching has been on point. They've been locking down this offense that is very contact heavy. But they just got them on lock, bro. There's no other way to say it. I'm not going crazy with some, trying to be a crazy analyst here, but it is what it is. The numbers are there. It's easy for you to figure out. They've only scored 3 runs in 3 games, 1 run in each game. Dodgers pitching has been able to hold down the Milwaukee Brewers offense. So, and then bad news here, and I got to follow up with it. Not sure what's going on, but Jackson Churro, he did leave the game in the 7th inning, top of the 7th, midway through his at-bat with a hamstring cramp. That's what they called it. So we'll see if he's able to be in the lineup today. I didn't look up myself. Let me see. Let me just see if we got any news on Jackson Churro over here. Let's see. Let's open up the old Twitter. Why not? Let's check what's going on with Twitter. Jackson Churro, is he in the lineup? I'm not sure if the lineup has been released. It should have been released already for today's game. But yeah, it says he expects to play tomorrow here. Let me just go to MLB and see if the lineup has been released for tonight's ball game. We'll see here. The lineups are as follows. No lineups yet for the Brewers, so maybe they're trying to give him a little bit more time to see where he stands when it comes to being able to play today. But talking about that game today, it's going to be Jose Quintana on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's going to be going up against Shohei Ohtani-san. That's going to be at 8:38 p.m. Eastern start time on TBS. Remember, if it's on TBS, you can catch it on HBO Max. If you have that, that's where I usually catch it on HBO Max. Yeah, I can watch it on the go. But that's the game. The starters for tonight. If the Dodgers win tonight, they're going to be able to clinch this and head to their World Series back-to-back appearances in the World Series, and they're going to go and try to go back-to-back champs for the first time since we saw the Yankees do it in 98, 99, and 2000. And they almost did it in 2001 if it wasn't for the Arizona Diamondbacks coming back and fighting hard. Luis Gonzalez with a bloop over shortstop Derek Jeter. That's how they ended that streak. But again, it would have been 4 years in a row. We would have been in for a treat. But again, Dodgers trying to go back-to-back champs for the first time since the New York Yankees. They don't do it tonight. They're gonna have a chance to do it on Saturday. That's, of course, if necessary. It's gonna be TBD against TBD. As of right now, that's gonna be at 8:08 p.m. Eastern start time. And then actually for the previous series that I was talking about, I'm not sure if I mentioned this one, but I did mention Game 5 was going to be, of course, today. And Game 6, that's my apologies. Game 6 is going to be on Sunday, 8:03 p.m. Eastern start time, FS1. And, of course, the starters are TBD there as well. Not a surprise. But thank you. That's all I got, guys. That's all I got today. It was a short episode. This might be the shortest one yet. Let me take this techno beat off. That might be the shortest one. It's a quick recap of both games. Again, Dodgers going for the series win tonight. And then in the other series, the American League side, whoever wins is going to have the edge. Hopefully it's the Blue Jays, because it's going to make me look good if the Blue Jays win this out in 6. If they win the next 2 games, they win it in 6, as I mentioned before. Again, thank you guys very much for tuning in to the Chop Seat. Catch me on the social media pages. At Instagram, it's at the Chop Seat Pod. On Facebook, Twitter, and Twitter/X, and then TikTok, it's at the Chop Seat. So if you want to go ahead and have some baseball conversations, go ahead and follow me on any of those pages where we can talk baseball. We can talk playoffs. We can talk off season. There's going to be some big moves coming soon in the off season. So if you want to keep in touch, that's the best way to do so. Also, if you guys want to listen to the audio version, if you're watching this on YouTube, the audio version is available on YouTube, but is also available on anywhere you can catch your favorite podcast: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, wherever, iHeartRadio. It should be on all those platforms and others. So again, thank you guys for tuning in to the Chop Seat. That's all I got for today. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the baseball games and stay safe. And we'll see you next time on the Chop Seat.